Hey there, welcome back. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever it is you're listening. Welcome home. Welcome to Nowhere Else. All right, so for this episode, my friends, I'm going to tell you my song at the beginning. If you know me, you know that I love a good metaphor. Today's song is called Caution by The Killers. So check it out. Never heard it before. It's going to be linked on the playlist. You can find it in my bio, Natalie X Nowhere, as well as the We Are X Nowhere link tree, as well as our Substack. Check out our playlists appropriately. This title is Caution, the train has now left the station. I like to think of myself as the conductor. I'm the one blowing the whistle. I'm the one pulling on the levers, making sure that we're getting where we need to be on time. You're also the conductor of your life too, but this is my episode, so you want an episode? You tell me. I'll get you an episode. Sorry, there's so many freaking dogs. This one dog wants to sit on my microphone so badly. I'm not having it. But anyways, the reason that I said the train has left the station is because today we're ditching the whole mindset of someday, maybe, okay, soon, but when I'm ready, and then maybe when I do this, that whole mindset, there's no more excuses. It's now or fucking never. It's now or fucking never. Sorry, I got a mouth on me. But that's what this is about. That's what this podcast is about, honestly. I think I was doing too much before. I'm just gonna be upfront with you guys. Like, this podcast and is an outlet for me creatively, but the last 3 years has been all about like reclaiming my independence, reclaiming my relationship with food, reclaiming my strength, reclaiming my body, reclaiming my fitness relationship, like all the things. So more than anything, I think this season of my life is about reclaiming my life and being able to actually blow the whistle on all my bad habits and like cut the shit. You know what I mean? So we're moving forward, full steam ahead. I know I'm really like latching on to all the train metaphors right now, but yeah, the song is also a banger, so we're gonna talk about why it's the vibe. But we'll talk about that as we get into the episode. But the most important thing that we're going to talk about is stop waiting for permission. Stop making excuses and do the goddamn thing, my friend. Come on, what are we waiting for? Honestly, like, the reason that I'm really doing this is because I asked myself last year and I asked myself the year before, if I found out that I was like dying, what would I regret not doing? Like, what would I be sad about? And the answer was always like not starting my podcast. So here I am, reclaiming my life one track at a time. So go check out Caution by The Killers, and let's get into the episode. So I do have my notes here. I'm gonna reference them. I'm kind of like old-fashioned in the sense of I like to actually write things down rather than type it all. You might think it would make more sense to just type it all and have it all on the computer automated, and many would agree with you. But for whatever reason, there's just something about putting pen to paper that I enjoy. But in my case, it's mechanical pencil because that's what I prefer. I have my notes here, so I'm going to be referencing them, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about really what my vision here is, really what we're going to be doing, the direction that we're going to be taking this in, highlight more specifically the pillars that I'm focusing on in the ways that I'm bettering my life. Because I think before, what I was doing is not sitting in like a victim mindset, although some might say that, but like more of just sitting in the sadness of things still, or not sitting in it, but just like focusing on it. And I think that the better thing to focus on would be, I was changing all these different aspects of my life and like running and trying to escape and do all these things for so long. The escape, no matter what it is, like you or me, is just an excuse. It's a cover up. It's a band-aid for something else. And that's really annoying to hear. It's annoying to say too, honestly, because I don't like to admit it to myself, but it is true. It is just a cover up for something else, and we've got to recognize that, when you can at least recognize it. And no judgment if you still choose to escape, because it's much easier to choose a familiar hell than to get out. So, but anyways, those were the things I was kind of focusing on, like the more negative side of things. And I don't know. I just think it would be more impactful for other people to experience if I focused on the positive side of things, because yes, I've had to face a lot of adversity over the last year and couple of years, but more so than that, the journey and the steps and the changes that I've made along the way has changed my life in a lot of it brought a lot of positivity into my life. Oh, I love the birds. This episode is going to be talking more about, like, enough is enough. The reason that the train has left the station is because, sorry if you get like grossed out, viewers, I'm touching my eye. I apologize. I'm probably not supposed to do that. Maybe I'll cut that out. No, I won't. I'm leaving it in. I don't care. I make a lot of excuses. I'm a saleswoman. I'm also a Scorpio. I don't know if that's significant, but I'm always really good at like rational, like finding a reason. I have an answer for everything. You know what I mean? So I'm really good at making excuses. It's just kind of what I do. Whenever I get depressed, I tend to just kind of disappear. I don't want to answer people. I cancel plans. I think it's like a mix of the depression, the OCD gets really heightened. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. I know that there's some overlap with OCD, but I do feel like sometimes it's difficult for me to focus. Sometimes this is gonna sound kind of dark, but this is really truly how I feel when I go through sessions where I feel like I need to just like ghost everyone in my life. Sometimes it honestly feels like it would be easier if I could find someplace to go, to disappear and not have anybody know where I was, and just hide for as long as I needed to. And I feel like that probably sounds, I don't know, weird to people. I think that that's when the escape creeps in. Honestly, I think that's when I feel that restless and like I just gotta get out, I need to go somewhere. Sometimes it just feels really overwhelming, and honestly, it feels a little silly to sit here and complain about these things because I know that there are so many horrible things going on in the world, and I'm not at all trying to make light of anything else happening out there at all. But I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's easier to disappear. So I do. I don't open my mail, which is irresponsible. I won't respond to messages. I'll cancel plans. I will avoid hanging out with people. I will stay offline. That hurts relationships. That means that things are late. That means that like I don't know about things, like if there's a short notice type of issue. So yeah. And honestly, it's not even through doing that I feel better from disappearing. It's not even that. It's more of just it you don't have to use the motivation. You don't have to have a battery. You can just exist and not think about it, which sometimes feels like it would be easiest, but I really need the motivation to return and be at a consistent level if I want to see the progress in my mental health and my overall well-being, and I know that. So that's why I'm here. Simply put, there's nowhere else for me to be. So quick little background. I know I've probably done this in the other episodes. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna keep doing it and keep repeating myself because I'm sure that you're not all listening to all the episodes all the way through anyways. So if this is your first episode, well then this is an interesting first impression of me. And if you're coming back Thank you. I appreciate the support. Little background on me. I initially went to college for athletic training, and then COVID happened my freshman year. Sports went away. I wasn't allowed to touch athletes anymore, which sounds probably weird to say, but if you're not taping an ankle every single day, you're going to lose the skill. You need to be doing it. So I also went to a private school, so we made our own rules about things sometimes. So I didn't know when sports were coming back. I had a couple situations where I was like, I feel like I need to switch my major. Oh, also, like when COVID happened, I should say this too. I didn't mention this in another episode, and then I was like, I'm gonna have to talk about this again, so I mentioned it, and I literally almost skipped past it again. Okay, when COVID initially happened in 2020, there were probably like 2 months, 3 months where I was actively trying to figure out how to set up my own podcast. I really wanted to do it. I made an Instagram. Fun fact, you guys, this is a fun fact, and I will unarchive this post now that I'm sharing this with you. My Instagram got hacked my junior year of college, and so I had to make a new Instagram account, essentially being like saying, don't follow this account, it's not me, I am not a Bitcoin legend, I do not have a Maserati. I had to make a new Instagram account and actually used my own podcast Instagram. So I have a post that I had initially made in like January. So when I had come home that next year for winter break, I started working on it, and then I made a post. It was going to be called something else entirely, and I made a post for it and then archived it because obviously I ended up taking over the Instagram for my own stuff, but I'll unarchive it now and share it for you guys so you can see, because this really has been something that's been a long time in the making. It's been something I felt called to do for a really long time and just never really known how to do it, or honestly, no, that's me just making excuses again. If you actually know me in my personal life, you know I have absolutely no fear in the world when it comes to having a microphone. Like a microphone, a megaphone, give me the mic. Give a girl a mic, honestly, because I love having a microphone in my hand. I feel so powerful. I love storytelling. It's not even, and that I agree that sounds narcissistic coming across, and that's not how I want to be perceived. But I've always loved singing. I love being on stage. I love giving presentations. I loved being an orientation leader. I always had a megaphone. Being the type of person that has enough energy and stamina, I guess, and courage to be crazy and be wild and be loud and be bold and be out there and ignite something in another people, like force other people to kind of come out of their shell a little bit. I am obsessed with becoming that person, and that is the person I feel that I am when I have a microphone in my hand. So yeah, give a girl a mic. Ultimately, I ended up going back to school. I switched my major to business. I graduated with 2 business degrees, one in business management and then a degree in marketing as well. And when I graduated, I purposely did not look for a job upon graduation because I was like, I'm going to be working for the rest of my life. I'm going to give myself this summer off and take my time and have some fun and save money and like wait before I have to pay off my loans and da. But also I'm a workaholic, so I had 4 jobs that I was working, 4 part-time jobs. They were all fun. I worked weddings, which was so fun. I love working weddings. I have so much fun doing that. It's such a fun time. I have so many fun stories too from weddings that I've worked. So I worked weddings, I worked at my college bar, I worked at my school. I was working in the special events office, and then I was also working as a alcohol rep part-time. So I had 4 jobs the summer after I graduated, and then when it came to October, I found the sales job that I really wanted, and I got it, and I started in November of 2023. And then that was it. I learned so much over the course of my time at that company. I'm forever thankful. I am forever thankful. I don't have anything negative to say about that company. Nothing at all. Forever thankful. It's been over 5 months now since I said goodbye to the Boston Beer Company, and it's been about 6 months now since I've said goodbye to alcohol. So we're going to talk about what has changed, how I feel now, and what the plan is moving forward. So how do I feel now? Honestly, specifically for drinking, like for alcohol, I would say that environment is important, who you're with is important, like what you're doing, where you are. Yeah, that's all important. Do I miss it? Alcohol, I don't really miss it as long as I stay at home. Going out can sometimes be difficult. I do have fun, but again, environment and people are important, and so are the activities. And then Boston beer, yes, I do miss it, but then also sometimes I don't. There's a plus and negative to everything. I think one of the biggest questions now is like, what do you really want to do? Now what? Like, time has passed. You've been recovering. It's been officially a year since my injury, officially. So now what? Like, now what's the plan? And honestly, like, I've figured out that what I really, really, really want to do is make real differences and sustainable changes in my life, but then also other people too, because I have been the type of person that has been so all or nothing, and it can't be me, and down and feeling it. And I want to be able to contribute to kinder conversations for people. I want to make real differences in people's lives, also my own life, but demonstrating that as well for others. And yeah, making the real changes. And then why is the music so significant to this whole platform? That's because for the longest time, speaking of microphones, I thought that music was going to be my path in life. So I think I'm always looking for a way to tie it in to what I'm doing. Music has always been and will always be a very big part of my life. I suppose it could continue to be bigger one day, but see, there I go again with that one day someday mentality. Why not today, girl? Why not today? If you honestly asked the 7-year-old version of me what this version of me, like 25-year-old me, was doing, she would never ever say, I would put money on it, she would never ever say that she's a former corporate alcohol sales rep recovering from a major injury, an eating disorder, depression, sexual trauma, OCD, the 20s, all while trying to transition to a gluten-free, dairy-free, whole foods, plant-based diet. Yeah, I know. And being a single dog mom. She would not have said that. I guarantee, like, she 100% would have said a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She would have said a singer-songwriter and have been in at least one movie by now. She would be living alone with 3 dogs, and I'd have a purple phone. That's what I would say. I know it because I had to do a project, and that's what I wrote when I was in 2nd grade. Because it all just seemed so easy back then. Like, that's what I wanted, so why can't I have that? I was also a figure skater, so that was my dream and my goal, my path for so long. But then if you asked 14-year-old me what she was doing, she would have said